Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope that you all are having a great day. My day has started, and so far it's good. Today, I have two things that I want to try and do with you. Hopefully, you're down with that. And I want to start off with the one that's going to take the least amount of time, and then we'll do the one that's going to take a little bit more time. I'm not sure if we'll finish it. I have to actually leave at a certain time, so I'm not sure what will get done. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we made this book together, and we're going to be repeating the book, but all the stuff will be different. So we're going to use the paper to make the book, but it will not be the same. So what we're going to need first is some envelopes, and we're going to make this book five five folds. This one I believe has seven, so one, two, three, four, five, six. So one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, six. So we're gonna do five, and we're gonna take our other card. We're just gonna make sure we got five. One, two, three, four, five. And so what we need to do is we need to have the front and back. So this is one and two, and then we're gonna have these three as the inside. Apparently, my camera is having some balancing issues, but that's okay. We will get through it. So let's go ahead and get started. Always need a little bit of patience. And we're going to make these 1/2 inch. I saw a really fun scoring board. I say fun like craft tools are fun, but if you're into certain things, then you may be into crafting tools, which I am. Definitely into crafting tools. But nonetheless, and it had all the score marks that this one does. You know what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, those. But it wasn't a We Are Memory Keepers brand. I don't remember what it was. So this is our first flap. So that'll be one, two, three, four. So we have one flap inside, two, three, and we just need the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back right here. We'll just start at the 5-inch mark and score every half. And that should be it. So we got our one, two, three, four. This won't be down, so this will be up like that. We're gonna cut this off right here. Make sure you have your tape out. I'm not sure if any of you actually do these like this. I know it's a lot of wonderful creators out that have created go-bys and tutorials. So whichever one you have to do for your sanity is always what I recommend. Apparently my fingers don't want to work. It's a bit chilly outside. Now, I'm not sure if you all are into cold weather. I like cold weather, but everybody else in the family does not. So I have put the heat on to 71 because it was really cold the last couple of days. It was colder in the house than it was outside at one point because I had the heat on. I'm the air conditioner on. I didn't have the heat on. So I put the air conditioner on and not the air conditioner, heat on. I usually run the AC, but I put the heat on to 71 degrees. And yesterday I had came home and I was like on fire. like burning up. And I was like, I need to put the air back on because it was so hot. So I just didn't put it down as low as I normally have it. I have it on 70 now. I normally keep it below 70 because it's hot here where I live. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're just going to make sure this one is flat. And then this will be our up piece. And I do have some other things that we're going to be doing today. Hopefully, I am short on time today, but I plan on leaving the video up, hopefully. Good morning, ma'am. I hope you are doing well. I love the cold weather. I was telling my friend who lives in Canada, I said people that don't live in cold weather love, like we like the snow and stuff like that because, we could take it a little bit and then we can go back about our business wherever we're from. So my son has been messing with a lot of stuff because I've kind of taken over the kitchen table. So we're going to put teas here. And this is not needed if you are a professional bookmaker, but I just put it there because it makes it a lot easier to do. All right, so this is our front. And we're going to do 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one will be 5. We're going to have to put our tape down. I am attempting so hard to get in the crafty holiday spirit, and she is not. I do not really, I don't know. I really don't want to craft Christmas. I want to craft like everything. I have some, because none of my stuff is ever, I don't have it like segregated, like all the one thing of one season in one and another season in another. I really want to get that organized. I really like knowing that I can just go to one bucket and it's all of my whatever season. But I feel like once we start saying, oh, I'm only going to craft this particular craft during this particular time, that for me, my ideas tend to not flow. So I just want to craft whatever hits me. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I mean, who's telling you that you can't make, I don't know, Valentine's Day stuff in June? I am waiting on one of the craft stores or the stores to bring out the Valentine's Day stuff. So far, I haven't seen any, but I'm on the lookout for it. I think it's probably some stores that have already put it out there. But people are so quick to grab things up that sometimes you just kind of miss it. So what I'm doing now is just burnishing the glue, the adhesive portion. I'm just making sure it's like really stuck down. I do recommend red liner tape, but I am not a huge adhesive person. So yeah. I think the reason for me is that I have had my mind on a lot of things lately, craft things, and I haven't did anything. So I find that when I get moved to make a Halloween project, even though it's in November, I'm still going to do it because I haven't been like really crafting much. I haven't been in that crafting mental spirit. I've just kind of been, meh. I have a collaboration due. I'll do the collaboration and then that's it. But I hope I have plans for next year. A lot of cool plans, I think, at least. I think they're cool. And I want to start working on those because I'm not sure if Deb is doing her collabs next year because I still want to do the jewelry one. I really enjoy doing that one. I mean, I don't need the collabs to craft, but it just gives you like motivation to actually create something. Because if you're not doing collaborations or doing swaps, then you can kind of be like, oh, I don't have anything to do. I'm just going to burnish this down. And when you don't have anything to do, you tend not to do it because you're not crafting for anything. So, my motivation now is to finish all of the projects that I have that I need to send to people and get those complete. I think sometimes I don't have a say when meter because I have a few things I really, really want to do. Yeah. Oh, you were on vacation last week. Are you still on vacation? I think that's the problem. Like when we say, "Oh, I'm going to go out and do all of these things," something always happens. I'll tell you. Like for me, week before last, I don't know if I told y'all, but Nicholas was missing, and I was devastated, like devastated. I had plans to go out and do a few things that Saturday, but I was like, I felt guilty for leaving the house because what if he came to the front door and I didn't hear or see him because I was out in the streets, so I didn't go. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll harass you later on when I come from running some errands. I'm not sure. I always want to like do crafting chats and with people. Like we don't have it's not recorded, it's just us sitting there cutting paper and talking trash to each other. At least that's how my crafting chats go with the people that I craft with. Cause usually I'm like cutting paper, the other person's like organizing, and then I'm like digging through stuff and then they're cutting paper or making things. But I always set a goal when I craft with my friends. I'm like, okay, I will make at least X amount of whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. All right, so we got this going on, and we're just going to raise this up and measure the back out. I'm so glad that, a lot of people were able to, it seems like it. I'm not sure if this is true, but it seems like a lot of people were able to get with their friends and family this year to celebrate. So that's really good. I know last year was extra rough on us around this time. I called my uncle yesterday and I was like, whatever day my son's Christmas vacation starts, we're going to come and visit because I have two uncles, but my one uncle, he not uncling, right? He doesn't, he marches to his own beat, and that's fine. But like if I call him, he won't answer the phone. He doesn't text back. And like my uncle ask him, so let's just say my oldest uncle is the one that doesn't. And he'll be like, "Did you hear from Brandy?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta call her. Or I gotta message her or whatever." And then I don't hear from him. So I cut this off and I just like to glue it on this because if not, it's like all willy nilly. And we don't need a willy nilly spine. We want our spine to be stable. Just gonna use this glue. I've been using the heck out of this glue. Just gonna put this on here. Yeah. My little guy went back to school yesterday. It was a struggle for him to wake up on time. But he went to school. He's like, "I did good. I didn't get in trouble." Blah blah blah. Like good. And this morning he was sitting at the table eating his breakfast asleep. And I was messing with the computer. I had told myself that because normally I'll just kind of sit and say, "Okay, it's time to do this. It's time to do that." I was like, I'm not going to be the drill sergeant or the warden today. I'm going to just remind him, give him those reminder intervals to do certain things. Because if I let him sit here the whole time, he'll sit here. It'll be 9 o'clock and he'll still be sitting here. But he was falling asleep. I said, "That's what you get for trying to." He fell asleep on the chair. So he didn't stay up. But I had woke him up really early the day before and we stayed up really late Sunday night. So we got one. I didn't count this 7,000 times. We need five. So we got five. And the camera keeps bouncing. So I'm trying to keep all the excess things that's messing with the balance off. I've been trying to find a camera. I thought I was going to get one during the Black Friday deal, but I didn't because I didn't know what the heck I was looking for. So I'm using the webcam and I was like, maybe I could just use a cell phone. But no. So if you've never done this before, I'm just lining these up, and I'm going to lay this one flat. Now, what I do recommend that you do once you put this one on is to raise it up. Don't leave it flat, because if you leave it flat like this and go to standing up, the paper will adjust and your spine, this piece right here, will be off. Yeah. And today's picture day. So my son has really, really long hair. So that's why I woke him up early on Sunday. And for some reason, it took me like all day to do his hair. He had to use the restroom. You see, I just said, you see how it just bubble right here. So we can adjust that, but if the paper and the glue, it's stuck down. So all we're going to do is we're going to just take this and we're just going to adjust it like that. I'm going to brush this up just like that. And I apparently can't put things on straight because this is a little bit long right here. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that now. I don't want to even deal with that later. Yeah, so I had to do his hair because I didn't want him looking like a bushman, a wild guy, for pictures. But then they sent the picture poses. I was like, are you really gonna have the kids standing up there looking like who did it and why come? I don't know. So I'm like, okay. So now we're just applying this on. You can't really see what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's see if I can't get my act together. Probably not, you know. Sometimes when the train is going, you just gotta get on the board and hold on, right? I remember I never watched a lot of the Two and a Half Men. I remember when Charlie Sheen was leaving the show, like the exit, and they had said he had died in a train accident, and somebody was like, "Yeah, that's them metaphorically saying that his life was a train wreck." But I always say when you see accidents, a lot of times you just kind of look. You can't look away. Something about them, you're like captivated with the train or accidents. I try not to look because I hate to see the yellow tarps or the blue tarps or the white tarps. I just have a issue with that because normally what happens is I'm like, okay, who was he or she? Did they cause the accident? What's going on? When I lived in Connecticut, uh, it was this bridge, and this person ran across the bridge in front of a semi truck, and I was just like, well, that definitely ruins your day as the driver, the person that has ran over someone. And it's always just really disheartening to see that people choose that path to take, you know, run in front of. Could you just imagine? I can't even imagine people that actually get into accidents, but just like, this is the way I'm choosing to leave this earth. Run in front of a big truck. And could you imagine surviving? Just think about that. Like, you survive it and you're all in bandages and all busted up. The pain has to be unbearable. So I'm just trying to line these up in this. I have really grown to like this little album thing. So I know I at one time I would do my other envelope ones, but I don't. But you can definitely do the envelopes. So if you have a lot of envelopes like I do, you can even use your envelopes. So you could take your envelope base and excuse me, and cut this side off, or even this side if you wanted to attempt to be super fancy. You could just slide this thing in. That's why I would recommend slicing this little side off. But you could just slice that side and put that in just like that and have it glued down. And then once you glue it down, tape, glue, whatever you're going to use, you could actually have an opening to drop stuff in right there. Yeah, yeah. I used to work in a medical profession. We actually had a few people that had attempted but were unsuccessful. And I always think, this is going to sound a bit on the morbid side, but you try to kill yourself for whatever reason, low self-esteem. It's a lot of reasons why people attempt to kill themselves, right? And this is just took a turn for the worse. But could you imagine that person, how he or she feels now that they couldn't even succeed at that? The guy had, shot his face, and he didn't have a nose. And I'm one of those people that my face will tell you how I feel about you. And I was just kind of looking at him like, my goodness. He was such a nice person though. Like, he was so funny, so cool, so amazing. And I think that's the thing. Like, you never really know how people feel about you as a person. We live in a world that we can't tell people how we really feel. We got to keep that to ourselves. But he got through that whole situation. I'm just burnishing the cover, the spine down more, and I'm just making sure these little pages are folding and turning. So you see right here, excuse that camera thing, I'm moving the paper too fast. It's a little bit on the off side. So if I really had an issue with it, I'm just gonna line and see how it looks lined up. I'm gonna trim this off. You could just you could tear this page off. So this page is the one that's giving me a hard time, right? It's off a little bit right here. So I'm going to trim it down. But if you really wanted to, you can't see Jack. This one right here is off. That one. So I'm all backwards. Right here is off, and you can barely see it because it's all white. But you see right here, it's like off some. You could either cut it, which I'm going to cut it, or you could just tear this page off, and you'd have 4 flaps. I'm going to cut it. I mean, we don't need 5 flaps, so it's okay. Of course, you can put as many flaps on as you like or not. I'm just trimming it down. The thing you have to remember now that we've been messing around with the paper is if you have to trim it down, whatever paper size you use, keep that in mind because it may be off a little bit. Okay, so we got that. Now we're gonna pull out our 5x7 papers. And I already have some already pre-cut, so that's a good thing for us. But I want to just share with you a few little quick, not enabler things, but things that will make your crafting a little bit more fun for this particular project if you're choosing a nautical themed mermaid situation. Now, I had picked these up. I'll tell you how long ago I had picked these things up. I picked these up when Hobby Lobby still had them for $1, I believe. So yeah, that would be really cool. This right here, I love this. And so my son and I are going to be doing some pours, but it takes 3 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks for it to actually quote unquote cure. And I don't have that kind of mental patience, but we're going to try it. But you can see like this little, it's yellowish, it's dull on here, but it's like a gold. And I just like these. I think they call these sails or whatever. So I had picked these up. And then I just thought this was like really galaxy. Like, I'm not into mermaids that much. They go along with the whole mermaid situation in the water. So that's why I got it. But I thought these would match up for the project that I've been working on. I just thought these colors would go very well together. And then we have our tag, some of our things already cut, which is good. Yeah, I think these would be great. I'm not going to be able to get them out in time. But, great Christmas present, especially for like your family, your nieces and nephews, grandkids. I had made my daughter one when she came to visit a while back. And I always feel like non-crafty people really don't know what the heck to do with these. Yes, Hobby Lobby. That's why they keep changing their packaging. They're trying to get our money. For real. Okay, so we're going to use, I think we need 10. So got 1, 2, 3, 4. We could, you know what? We could make the book be a flip open book. It's all blurry. It's gonna adjust in a few seconds. It's all this. I don't know why it does that white balance like that. We could do a side book, couldn't we? We could. Do you really want to do a side book though? Let's see. We got some standing up papers. Oh, we got standing up. Portrait, not landscape, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think the problem with a lot of us, well, if you don't need paper, I'm not gonna be the one to say go get it or don't. But I'll tell you, I went I went to Joann's on Black Friday, Joann Fabric on Black Friday. I believe it was Black Friday. Yeah, it was Friday, I think. I'm not big into Black Friday anymore. Okay. So before we even, want to put that out there, I'm not a huge Black Friday. I got to have every deal that they have anymore. When I was younger and I thought I needed everything, I was definitely that person. But I have a lot of stuff, so I don't need any more junk. I'm actually, in the process of getting rid of some stuff. So what now we're gonna do is gonna turn this. This is gonna be our front and back, and so we're gonna cut off 1/2 inch. So we're gonna cut this off, and then we're gonna just turn it and make it 5. But I did get my son something. I was finished shopping for him because I don't want him to think that we have a lot, right? A lot of whatever. You fill in the blank to whatever that a lot is to you. And I wanted to, I don't know, it's 6 too early to start being cheap with your kids, but he's definitely getting underwear and socks, right? The traditional, that's what everybody gets type of thing. So this is going to be really pretty. Yes. And I think, yeah, we can do this one on the front, this on the back. And I do have a purple strip already pre-cut. Then we're just going to throw in some stickers. This camera drives me crazy. I hear you on that one. I don't have currently, and please let me know how you all feel about this. I don't mentally have the ability to be on task right now for whatever reason that's going on in my head. I just feel that having myself be under the gun for certain things is not good. I would freak out. I would freak my freak, right? And she's not trying to freak a freak. I think this is how this thing was, right? Let's see. Because we do have this thing. Yep, so front, back, just like that. Oh, I did some damage to the bank account. And I'm okay with it because it was very much fun for me in the process that I did. I went to Joann Fabric. So I didn't do a whole bunch, but Barry Crafty has sent me a message saying that Joann Fabric had their strung beads. All of them was $1.99. So normally what I tend to do when they have beads on sale, I always buy the most expensive ones because I normally wouldn't buy the most expensive ones because, I hashtag cheap, right? So that's what I did. So now what we're going to do, hopefully the camera is not bouncing too much. We're going to just pick out the thing. So she enabled me. Yeah, y'all always talk about me being an enabler, but she enabled me. I didn't need much coercion, but we're going to say that she She forced me. So we got this. This is gonna be the front, and then we're gonna use this. So we got 1, 2. So I got some beads, some really cool, thick, chunky like beads to put on the edge of chunky charms and things like that. Because normally I wouldn't buy those. So I was like, okay, I'll take advantage of that. And then they had the paper half off or whatever. And I feel like sometimes Joann have better deals throughout the year for their paper. So I didn't really need any paper, but I got a few loose strands, loose sheets of paper. And then I wanted to get some of their Park Lane, the 250. They won't sell for $1.99 at the one Joann Fabric I went to, but not at the other one. Something was wrong with their scanner, I guess, their little machine. So I went online to see, and they did actually have it. So Saturday I went back, and they adjusted the price, and I'll be doing some projects with that. I don't want to be considered the cheap person that does like cheap crafting, but I always think that we never really consider how wide is this? We never really consider other people's bank accounts when we craft. We only consider our bank account. So this is 2 inches, and how long is this? 3 1/4. Okay. And so I always want to try to keep stuff within budget, if that makes any sense. 1/2 inch. And how long is it? Was this 2? Okay. 1, 2. Hopefully that makes sense, because I think a lot of people, more fancier crafters, have said that craft companies, they release stuff so frequently, and we get caught up in that whole, oh my goodness, they have this and they have that. I've been going, like I posted on my Facebook group, this is tearing, which is okay. I don't really like for it to tear, but we can work past that. We have to put something. I have to adjust it and make it all taut. We really want the spine, so it's not a big deal. But then again, it can be a big deal to me, and I didn't cut it right. That's probably why I did not score it right. Somebody can't math. So, they was talking about how craft companies continuously release new things, and people are buying the stuff up, which is fine. It's keeping the industry booming. But at the same time, you're not even allowed to enjoy your products or projects, because they've moved on to the next big thing, whatever that is. And that's an issue. I think that the craft community somehow should have gotten through, but we haven't. I am going to use some alines real quick to try to preserve my edges. Aileen don't even want to work for me. She said, you haven't touched me in days, ages. This doesn't hurt your paper. It is going to dry a little bit tacky, but that's okay. So all I'm doing is just putting it on here to try to preserve the corner. And it's not a big deal, because all of this is going to be hidden, but this part right here is not. So I just want to try to keep the fibers together. This paper pad that I'm using is a hobby, Michael's Recollection. It's called Mermazing. Hi, ma'am. How are you? Hopefully you're well. I've been name dropping you, saying that you enabled me this weekend. So a lot, for example, I remember last year, I really, really, really wanted it. Tim Host had released the Snarky Cats. I think it was for Christmas or either Halloween, and it was only released at the Simon Says Stamp company, which is an online company. And I think I had a little bit of a heartburn with that, because a lot of people don't shop online. Some people only go to the store once a month. Some people are very, very diligent with their money. I need to be their friend so they can show me the ways of diligency. with money when it comes to craft stuff. So I'm just trying to fix these edges up real quick. And here we go. But nonetheless, he released those Snarky Cats, and they sold out like a day. Within a day, they were sold out because people had purchased 20,000 sets of it, and then they went online, and the thing was, I think they were $25 or something. They were selling them for 40, 50, and people. I think sometimes we as crafters, our goal is never to craft with everything we buy. I think our goal is just to have it. And I think that's where, we as the consumers of these craft supplies have to be more wise with the funds that we are spending. Because if we slow down our purchases, I would hope that the craft companies would slow down in their making the stuff. I don't know. Because we don't need everything. Like I recently purchased like a grab bag. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a few things with these items because I don't need 20 of the same stamp set. I don't need 20 of something that says Merry Christmas, even if it's uh even if it's beautiful. How many ways can you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever? I was talking trash about Berry Crafty. I said that she enabled me this weekend. Y'all talking about me being an enabler, and she enabled me. I sure did. I'm not I said what I said. I'm not afraid of you, ma'am, when it comes to me calling you out for being an enabler. Cause y'all always say that I'm the enabler, but nope. I was gonna send Samara a text message this morning and say, "Hey, they have these color pencils on sale at on Amazon. It's like 120 or something like that for $50." But I didn't because I didn't want her to, curse me out. So I just cut my mouth shut and did a little bit of shopping. So as you can see, since we cut this down some, we need to just make sure we adjust for those things. And I'm starting to think that what is this thing? This envelope, this card base was messed up from the beginning because this is 5x7 and it doesn't fit properly. So maybe the page, I did buy from Tuesday morning. So you know how I feel about some of the craft stuff that Tuesday morning sells us. It's a legit product, but maybe they mislabeled it, and it's easier just to sell the boo boos and make some of the money versus all of throwing all of it away. Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, you're absolutely correct. I definitely I went through some of my Christmas stamps. Not that I'm going to be doing like a Christmas thing this year. Because I always tell y'all if I try to plan something, I usually get sick. Something bad happens. I had wanted to try to do something last week, and then Nicholas was MIA for that whole day. So yeah, if I do something, it's just gonna have to be done. But I do have plans for next year, so I'm trying to work on that now. So anyway, I went through some of my Christmas stamps, and I have I had 3 Santa Clauses, the same exact Santa Claus. Now I do buy D stashes, so I'm sure some of them came from a D stash because I'm always looking for Grover. It's a stamp that I probably never get my hands on, but I'm always looking for Grover. Now I do have this ribbon, and I think we're gonna put it in here. I don't know. Should I put this ribbon in? Yeah, we're gonna put the ribbon in. Don't be a chicken. So um I have to be more mindful of things, excuse me. And then I realized that everything that you might like as my craft buddies, I don't have to get and own and like just because you have it. I've learned that as well in the gaming community that I frequent. I have some friends who are very much so into shooting games. I don't like first person shooting games. I don't like first person games at all. And so it's always hard for me when that time comes for me to say, yeah, I'm going to buy this game because it's a first person, shooter. I like to be able to see my character walking and doing whatever I'm doing. I like to be able to see the person. And plus it makes me I get sick from first person shooter games because I feel like the developers make the camera a little bit more bouncy because just it's you as a real person walking, talking, or whatever um, in some of the games. But I don't want to do that. I want to just be able to see my character. So I've been trying to just get past that, and hopefully it works out for me because it's a game that we've been playing that's first person. And I'm like, I can't. I can't figure this out. All right. So I don't know if you all have any of this fancy stinky glue right here, Beacon or the all of them are Beacon except for the one I get from Crafter's Companion, Kalau. But I was watching Sarah, the owner of Crafter's Companion, and so if you get the glue on there, all you gotta do is rub it off, and it just disappears. It's like magic. So if you do have some of that glue, that's something to keep in mind. Thank you. We're doing a second one. I don't think I released the video. Yeah, I don't know. Did I? But this is the first one that we did, so we're doing another one. I have a, I have a, I have quote unquote goals. So yeah, we're gonna do this like that. We have a few projects we want to do today, so I hope y'all are ready. I do have my alarm clock set for 9:45 because I have to take my son's jacket back to the company, his school jacket, and get a replacement. He wore it like 3 times and a zipper broke. And I didn't know the company had a 1-for-1 swap policy. I had put a message on there, contact us in October, September, October timeframe, and no one got back with me. And I had been calling and calling. I've been calling you and calling you and calling you. And so I finally got in touch with someone yesterday, and she was just like, "Bring it back." I was like, "Okay, great," because those jackets expensive. And even though the school doesn't super duper enforce you not wearing the school jacket, but it's quote unquote against the school policy. So I guess I could have a phone call because I sent it today with a regular jacket. Do you play Red Dead? No, but I was thinking about getting it. I was thinking about getting it. I have a friend who played it, so she played it both ways. She played it co-op with people, and she didn't like that way, and then she played it solo. I've watched some gameplay of it. Oh, it looks interesting and fun. But I have Animal Crossing. I didn't even play it yesterday. So I got to do some time traveling to adjust that. I have not really been feeling super duper my normal self lately. I think I had a stomach virus or something going on. With the holidays and all that going on, I dehydrated myself on Thanksgiving. I didn't drink enough water. So Friday, Saturday, I had a headache, a massive headache. Like I could not shake it. I tried everything I could do. I could swap with who? Who, ma'am? You? I already owe you stuff. Like I'm working on your stuff behind the scenes. Like I said with Barry Crafter, we talked about a swap in 2019. But life happens. And thankfully, I have very wonderful people that call me friend. Like they let me be in their universe and they understand that I'm not a true flake. I just have flake like tendencies. Um, But I always just worry. Like I haven't even been watching videos the last couple of weeks, and I need to catch up on my collab videos that I'm in. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I didn't have to act. I didn't have to do the let me speak to your manager thing at all because I was like, how in the heck I just spent $37 on this stupid jacket? You know, that's what I'm telling the big roommate. And and there I was. So I called them. But my thing is, you got some bad business going on. I've been calling you since like October, and no one got back with me. I sent an email and everything. Like I didn't like that portion. So I was about to be, let me speak to your manager. But the lady was like, oh no, no problem. Blah, blah, blah. We understand. And she was really, really nice. She was like, just like you get bad cars, you know, lemons sometimes. They have lemon clothes. I was like, oh, she is nice. Oh yeah. Well, you know, if you want to, I can get it. Oh, but you have it on the Switch, huh? Because I have it on PC. I'm not sure if it's cross-platform. It's on sale. Well, it was on sale. Yeah. But my aim, you don't have to carry me. In the gaming world, carry means you do all the work and I get some of the glory. Because I have the worst aim. That's why I don't like first person shooter games. Like I used to try to play Halo back in the day with my coworkers. No. I'm like, who am I shooting? I'm laying there dead. I'm thinking I'm shooting somebody. Mm-mm. But I've seen what's her name? The Backyard Chicken, Barnyard Chicken. She's a YouTuber. She does a lot of different things. She plays Fortnite. And I don't understand Fortnite that well. Like you shoot and craft at the same time. Sounds like a great thing, but yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. All right, so oh shoot, y'all didn't even remind me. See how y'all doing me? See how you do me? Well, gonna tell me, hey, forgetting your ribbon. I really have to figure out how to use my crocodile because I had told Barry Crafty this. I am in the season of getting rid of, not keeping. If I don't use it, I don't need it. I don't want it just because. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need it just in case. I feel like if I haven't used something, I can't figure it out how to set those eyelets. I might not need it. A few people have tried to help me, but the easy stuff just don't come easy to some people. I'm one of those some people sometimes. Whereas the complicated hard stuff seems super duper simple to me. Oh, PlayStation. Yeah, we don't have. Well, no, I'm not trying to play the PlayStation. PlayStation. You have it on PlayStation 4 or 5. We don't have a 5. All right, so this is our end for this. Now, what I'm about to do, if you are easily enabled, stick your finger in your ears. I'm about to show y'all some stuff because it's 9:20. All right, so this is how it looks. It's gonna dry. It's gonna be really super duper pretty. Let's see if we can get in the frame because apparently she ain't been doing this for like the last couple of years. We got a little bow thing going on right here, and it's a bit short, of course. This front cover is making me mad, but we're gonna work with it. It's just gonna have to be one of those, it's authentic. So this is how it looks. This is like a pinky sand color. You can't see Jack. Pinky color, sand, some purple shells, some little mermaid ladies, some sand dollars, starfish, some paint splattering. This right here and that. We're gonna let this dry, and if we have enough time, we'll come back to it. Which I doubt. So I had went to Ross a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this thing, and I was like, Five and Below has it cheaper because Five and Below has it for like $5, but they didn't have it. So I have to go back in Ross and spend $1.99 extra, which I'm okay with because I think I'll get tons and tons of use out of it. And then I had bought these a while back. With the other thing I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna just get into a little bit of coloring real quick, okay? Because I want to do some things. But this right here is, it says just add color, beautiful. It says just add color, butterflies, a gorgeous coloring book with more than 120 pull-out illustrations to complete. Right? And so we'll do a quick flip. Well, this is how the back look. And it was $1.99, which is a great deal in my opinion. And it's from Barron's. And I went online to see if I can find the image without having to tear these pages out to make copies of them. And I really couldn't. But Barron's is a book. They teach you all the SAT stuff and things like that. And then it says Shutterstock. So I went there to try to find the things. And then I just got frustrated. So I just typed in the word butterfly, black and white, and I'll show you what I came up with. But this is how it looks. Very pretty images. And I like the color. And you can take these, cut them out, and glue them onto other things. Like this would be a beautiful background. The one thing I don't like about these coloring books is I use alcohol markers. And so if I'm using an alcohol marker, it's going to bleed through when it's double-sided. So you have to be mindful of that. Probably better for color pencils. This is a beautiful little flower. I have something similar to this from the Dollar Tree, and it has a big bee on there, and I've used that before. So I thought this book was really worth the $1.99. It was a decent deal. These are moths, I believe. And all of them are butterflies. Every page has a butterfly on it. So I drew the inspiration from this page and this page. I'm going to show you what we got. We're going to do a few of them because I have another project that I'm working on. I love this page right here. Now, the thing that I don't understand about this book is a bit on the weird side, and I'm going to show you why. So it has tear right here, perforations. And then this is sewn in. So if you didn't want to tear your pages out, you can definitely go in and find your strings and tear the strings out for the signatures, and you'd have a better chance at preserving the book. What I tend to do when I know I'm going to destroy a book like this is I'll buy two, one to keep pristine and then one to muck up. And so I made these. I got these. Now, if you remember a couple of years ago, Dollar Tree was selling a butterfly stamp like this. A little bit smaller. So, we're going to color this up and then scan and cut it and cut the images. Now, this right here, I do not want you to say that I made you go out and buy it because that's not the goal. But I like to buy these little packets, and they usually have like a marker or some glitter stuff going on in here. So you have some glue. I'm not sure how good these things work. I never mess with them. You have red, white, red, blue, and green, and then you have gold. And the gold markers, a little bit different than the other ones. So it probably has less juice in it. And you got some cute little tags right here. Now, I'll tell you that this Santa is a bit on the creepy side. I wish they wouldn't have poked the holes right here because you could have definitely made some copies. But, I'm always about preserving some of the things. Now, this could be reused, and I'll show you what you could do with this. You could cover this hole up, or you could, in the front of the book, if you're going to put a spine, here's some signatures. You could put this book belongs to so and so and so, or you could cover this completely up, or you can figure out how to embellish these things because this back piece slides completely out right here. This whole little situation slides out, but it's a very sturdy cardboard. And so I just took these all out. If you've been here for a while, you know what I did with them or attempted to do with them. It didn't say how many pages was, but you can go onto the hinkler.com and see this. And so for $7, this is not even the correct price. It says normally sold at 10. When I went online to see this book, it was like $15. So $6.99 isn't bad. I would much have preferred $5. Oh, it says it's 30 gorgeous sheets. So, and I just cut out a few of those gorgeous sheets, copied a few of them. We got this page right here. So we got two of each. And I'm using some thick cardstock. It's 110. And then these little gingy people. Because, why not? So, and I thought these would be really good to cut out as well. I don't want to fussy cut anything. So we'll see how that works for me. We're just going to use this Pentex coloring pencils. We won't color a bunch of images. We'll only do like one. And so I think you let me know which one you like. Would you like a mug? Well, no comment. Would you like the mug or would you like the gingerbread people to be colored up? Just let me know. I tend to buy coloring books because I like coloring. So that's always a both, ma'am. You know what? If I don't get a chance to do them, maybe I can do them next week for the next live stream. So she said both. Did anyone do any Cyber Monday shopping? I did. A little bit. I did. I bought myself something and then I got the little guy the rest of his junk. The big roommate is proven to be the hardest person to shop for this year, and it's making me mad. Very mad. We're gonna go ahead and do a gingerbread. Now, the one thing that I would say, if you have some what am I saying? Some craft paper or light color paper, you may be able to copy those. And the reason why I say it because I feel like gingerbread people color better on the craft paper that they are on. Because how are we gonna put these little white little lines on them? And we're using some Illustrator markers right now from Spectrum Noir. And I'm going to pull out the color leather, see how that looks. The one thing that I did not do is I did not buy any markers yesterday, any alcohol markers. So I'm not super, but I'm really excited about that. Like I'm proud of myself that I did not lose it and buy anything like that. So let's see how leather looks. Oh, okay. Leather looks like gingerbread. Yeah. I didn't I didn't want to go to like Walmart and face the craziness. Normally I would. Like I said, I was definitely a Black Friday shopper back in the day. But I just didn't have that mental capacity to be able to go and deal with that and then having my son with me. Joy and Fabric was enough because the line was long. My son made a friend with this guy and the guy just entertained him, which I'm always thankful for when people are like see a little kid and they don't ignore them. My son has a way of making you talk to him though. So any suggestions on her dress? Yep. I only bought um a few things and then today I woke up and they sent me a message saying the thing wasn't even in stock. And so I called them being Amazon. So I wanted to order something from Joanne Fabric. Joanne Fabric, they let me down. I went to buy this thing because I always have to do like thousands of hours of research before I actually make the purchase. But Joanne Fabric sent me the message, a text message. Like we on first name basis. They sent me text message saying, "Hey, don't forget about Cyber Monday. Look at all the great deals. We are number one enabler. We want you to buy something." So I was like, "Oh, I could get this." So I talked to the big roommate about it. He's like, "Yeah, go ahead and get it." Although now he's, crab walking on me and saying he didn't say that, but it's okay because he really did say that. Oh wow. Um, I think that I don't know if it's true. Maybe if Barry Craft is still here, she could tell you that Michaels has their Christmas trees half off, and so does Hobby Lobby. I know that for a fact. Their Christmas stuff is half off. So if we want to make her bow a little bit darker, we could by just continuously coloring over. And this color is Rose Blush. Just gonna do it a few times. I still have my tree, and I had talked to the big roommate about getting a new tree last year, but we went after the holidays, and that sucker said, "Find me." They were all sold out. Every tree. Not even if we were looking for a specific tree, were they in stock. They were all sold out. So I'm just gonna color this white, even though you can't really see it. I'm gonna try to print these on craft paper and see how it looks. But if you have like gel pens or a special kind of marker that colors on white paper white, that would be good as well. I'm not big into gingerbread cookies. Now, eat them, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really like, ooh, I gotta have a gingerbread cookie. So yummy. I think the ginger portion kind of makes it where I'm not like, I gotta have it. Now, if they were chocolate bread cookies, I guess I would be all over it. Because I'm a big chocolate fanatic. So no, I will not be fussing cutting these out. I think the Scan and Cut will be able to read almost all of these except for these stars and these flowers. They will just go into the trash. I know you were all hoping. Oh wow, that's not good. That they're not in stock. Wow. Could you order it online? Any takers for her dress? I think we're just gonna go with pink. Let's try pink and see how that looks. Yeah, let's go with pink. I I saw, not that I'm suggesting you do this, but I don't think it's anything wrong with it if people do. I was at Goodwill yesterday because we had went. My friend and I had grabbed a bite to eat, and we're thrifters, so we went over there. And I'm always looking for movies and books and stuff like that. And she's always looking for the same junk. We like the same stuff, but just different genre, which is great. I had told her the other day. I said, "I'm so glad that we liked the same things, but we don't like the same stuff." I feel like that about Barry Crafty too. Like we're both paper crafters, but she's in a cutesy realm of paper crafting, like the beautiful, bold, vibrant colors, and I'm kind of like blue and green and silver. Anyway, I I saw a Christmas tree there, and I was like, I want to get that tree because it was put up. It was all full and nice, and it looked really good, but I didn't get it because we have one still. We have one still. I think it's the ginger. I don't know why, but I feel like the ginger may be the reason. I could be wrong. I don't know how that looks. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Am I supposed to color her all the way up? Um, ginger color. Like, I don't know. Let's make her cheeks blush as well. And we'll move on to the next guy. You might be able to get you're both done. Let's do this dude right quick. I feel like he just needs to be colored everything. Let's see. Oh, not pink. Not pink, man. Crazy. The people that make gingerbread cookies, right, in general, I feel like that takes so much time. So you make the cookie, then you got to get the pipe in and pipe all the little lines. And you know, some people out there that's super duper fancy. Because I'm trying to figure out when we do our salt dough ornaments, what we're going to color them with and things like that. I did buy a few stencils, not stencils. Well, I guess they are stencils, cookie cutters from the Dollar Tree. They have a few, so I'm just gonna lay the dough out and chop it. Thank you. What I want to do with these, because I do plan on doing some Christmas craft, and I don't know if it's gonna be this year, next year, or 2027. I don't know. Um, I want to cut these out and put these in the projects that I make, whatever those are. Like these would be cute embellishments. I guess if I was into like sports and stuff like that, we could do like sports theme. Like we could make the gingerbread the color, and the little piping area could be the color of the team. Cause I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, or I'm not one. It's Texas, so I support any Texas team, whether they're doing great or not. But when I see this little gingerbread guy, I just instantly thought of football. I'm not sure why. Yeah. You know, I always whenever you said that, I remember when you would say that back in the day, I was like, you gotta make time for yourself. I mean, I get it. I understand that making time for yourself is easier to say than to actually do. Yeah. The big room is like, you haven't did your painting yet, you want to do something else. He doesn't realize how crafty people's mind work, right? Like I feel like when you're crafting, you're not just thinking of one thing. You have multiple things on your mind. And I think that we're always trying to figure out how can we get all of it done and still not lose our mind. Oh, I want to do him a little scotch different. Let's see. I know I said this before, but these color pencils color really, really nicely. These are Pentex Arts. They have Hobby Lobby price tag on them. I'm not sure how I got them. Either a D stash or the big roommate purchased them for me for Mother's Day. Because it says 8 on it. It has 8 on it. Or maybe I bought them myself in the clearance. I'm not sure. But they color really nicely. They're not as creamy as Prismacolor pencils, but they get the job done. You know what? I um I told my friend this because I asked her, I said, do you eat at your desk? And she said, yes. I said, do you do everything at your desk when you're at work? And she was like, yes. I said, I used to be that person too. When I was employed, I wouldn't leave my desk but to use the restroom. I wouldn't do anything And I told her, I said, and I'm saying this to you too. Sometimes it's better to get up from the desk and move around. Like you don't have to do it all the time, but you're never away from work if you're always working, especially since you work from home. And I know you may not want to go out and spend money, things like that, but I do suggest getting out the house and, walking somewhere and getting away. I feel like, once we get in that routine, I'm going to sit at my desk and eat lunch or stay at my desk and do this. We don't ever open up to other things. So we're going to color this. I'm guessing this is like a little treat. So we're going to color this chocolatey. That's my alarm. I had said before I want to get a job working from home. I'm not sure now how I feel about that statement though. I'll color this in. Yeah, I think I might try and print this on craft color paper and see how it looks. I feel like whoever drew these knew I was going to be scanning, cutting them out because they made a complete little circle around it, so I don't have to worry about making my own little circle. Yeah, they had me in mind. I'm sure that's not how it really went, but that's what I'm saying. And I think coloring on craft is pretty decent when we color on it before. I still have to send out those tags from the last two crafts. I haven't even cut them out. Because I was like, yeah, I'm going to scan and cut them. And I was like, no, we're going to cut them by hand. So that's what's been taking me a while. Maybe I'll try to get that done today. So little fun project. I think we'll come back and visit this next week. It'll be done though, hopefully, because I can do this when I come home. So now we're gonna try to do this. Hi Sherry, how you doing? Thank you. This is actually from a book that I picked up at Tuesday morning. I mean Ross. It's called Kaleidoscope Christmas Magic and has 30 pages in here with all little fun Christmas things. But what I'm going to do is color them and then cut them out and use them for embellishments and things like that. So we're just going to do one more and then I have to skedaddle. I feel like this right here is the one I want to color. We're going to do the snowman, I think. Let's see. I'm doing okay. I can't complain. I keep waking up, so I'm always happy about that. Always happy to wake up and have breath in my body. Now, if I woke up and was $1 million richer, I do. I absolutely love it. I'm really biased though, so I'm not I'm not a good person to ask. I pay for my own money, but a lot of people don't like the scanning cut. Like say if you have a Cricut and you went to the scanning cut and they say it's a clunky machine, the software is outdated, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like the scan and cut's whole mission is to scan and cut. It's not really to do like intricate die cuts and things like that. So I think that sometimes if you are a Cricut or a Silhouette user and you go and you buy the scan and cut because so many people say, "Oh, I love my scan and cut. It's blah 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 blah." And as a Cricut or Silhouette user, you use the scan and cut, and you're like, "I can't even figure out the software." Then I think that's what one of the problems lie. Yeah, if you are buying it to scan and cut your stamped images, I don't think you'll regret it, because it's basically plug and play. You turn it on, and if you get the newer one, I do recommend. Even if you found the older one online for sale, I do recommend watching a few videos about it, just so you can understand what's going on. Julie Faith Van Balzer is an ambassador for Brother, and so she has a lot of great beginner easy videos, and you can watch those and see how it works. I'm going to make this Grinch color just so you all know. A couple of years ago they had the Grinch at IHOP, so it was like a green foam and like little red peppermint pieces. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, if you're thinking, I'm going to get the scan and cut and it's going to be doing all these wonderful things, no, I would not recommend it for that. But I don't think any of the die cutting machines really do like super duper intricate cutting. That's what a die is for. But let's just say you're very welcome. Say if you have what I'll do sometimes is I'll die cut, scan and cut all the things out. And if I want to have like some dimension, I'll just take a plain embossing folder and run it through the embossing folder, and it'll give it that dimension that I'm looking for. So we're going to be using some more Spectrum Noir markers. I was watching a video. I can't remember who the lady was, and they were talking about markers. And I always find it very interesting how crafters are very quick to be anti whatever marker you have if it's not Copic markers. A lot of people are super loyal to brands, and some of their loyalty comes out as like meanness. I'm in a few Facebook groups, a few, I say a few loosely, like a few would be like 5, but I'm in like 1,000. It seems like it. Um, oh, see, yeah. Well, if you have the maker, you might. I'm not a huge Cricut user. I have a Cricut, and I didn't like it. But I have an older one, so I would say this. You should, even though I just said I don't use mine that often, but I do use my scan and cut quite frequently. I would definitely pull that baby out and use it, because the maker is expensive. And I'm not sure if you have like the newer one or the older one, like one of the first ones that came out. But don't let it intimidate you if you're afraid of it. It's a lot of great people on YouTube that have amazing tutorials. And the software that they have is really nice and easy to use. Cricut, that is. And I've seen some amazing projects with the Cricut. So I do have, I don't mind my Cricut. I just find that the scan and cut does everything I need it to do, because I'm more into cutting shapes versus making things. Anybody got a suggestion of what color they want this coffee cup to be? Oh yeah, see, yeah. A lot of people, especially last year, they got those machines and they turned it into like little businesses, and that's so wonderful that they've been able to find a way to, make money from it. So this coffee, this little mug, I actually took a picture. It's on my Facebook page. Uh, it wasn't this fancy. I mean, the one that I had was much more fancy and tasted better. I mean, if you're gonna drink some paper, you're gonna be in trouble. But it was just delicious, very yummy. And I'm not big into like minty chocolate, but it was good. All right, so I think we'll go with let's make this cup, blue, because that's my color. It's gonna be a light blue. It's gonna be duck egg. Oh no, I don't like that blue. Let's see. I guess duck egg will have to do. This is not the color of the duck eggs I've seen before. It's like a blue. I don't know. I have decided that I want to take my markers out of their containers, some of them, and like group them all together. But I don't know. Like I think next year, January, February, March is going to be the year of getting your craft room like super duper organized, installing some shelving in the closet and trying to just be more proactive with not buying so much. I was looking for something and I bought it, and then I opened up one of my boxes because I still have boxes of junk in the box, and opened it up and it was in the box. I was like, what? And your craft supplies, you can't be like, here, scissors, and the scissors be like, oh, I'm right here. You missed me. Blah 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 blah. You just gotta go with it. This is probably my favorite image of all of these. I don't know. This drink just takes me back to a happy time. The big room and I went out, had a breakfast date, and then I went shopping at a craft fair. Oh, were they? I saw someone had posted in the Diamond Press Facebook group that they had burst, and someone wrote, which the person that wrote this was very accurate in stating this. They stated that Copic markers do the same thing, and that's true. I don't know if I would trust a Diamond Press marker though, because I feel like Diamond Press, their thing is stamps and dies and embossing folders. But what I know, right? Like if Bose, the speakers, came out with a I don't know, a coloring book, I'm not sure if I would really be into that because they're into speakers, right? Like if you know anything about them, right? Bose, they do speakers. So I would trust any speaker they came out with. If it was a microchip speaker, I would trust that it would be super loud. It would be amazing. Not so much that other stuff though. I'm just coloring over to make it a little bit darker. Oh wow. Did you get your money back? Oh, okay. Did you get it from HSN? Your HSN shopper? I always like to watch the craft days to see what they're selling and making. I've missed the last couple. And I must say, I like when the people actually came in the studio versus them actually Skyping. Yeah. I enjoy watching them. I just wish the presentators, the not the presenters, the people that work there would stop talking over the people so much because you can't hear what they're saying when they're trying to tell us how many quantity they have left. I prefer them to let the people talk. Yeah. It just seems like I feel like it was much better production when it was in house versus, Skyping in. Like the lady that does the camera, I was watching it, her whole thing went out one day. I was like, well, take it away, guy. Because, guys like the techie person or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing today. Anyway, I am. Oh, yeah, yeah. See, yeah, those people. Thank you. Uh, I'm done. I'm gonna go over what we've done so far. I will be back next week unless something changes. I was not gonna come on today, but I just wanted to. I want to try to keep it up, and I will be leaving this video up. I will not be deleting it in case you want to go back. We didn't do much today. We made a book, just the bare bones book. We made a book. We did some coloring. So we got this image right here. This super duper amazing cup that you can't see. And now I don't want to fuss cut, but the scanning cut's going to cut this out. And look at this little gingy. So I want to get those done. I wish, well, I don't want to say I wish it was a stamp. And we got these gingerbread people. And then I did not get a chance to color these butterflies. But if you're looking for butterflies, you can Uh, Thank you, ma'am, so much. I appreciate that. No, I did not do the dough today. Did not do the dough. The dough is for my son and I. I'll probably show you pictures after, not pictures, but things after we finish it. I had planned on doing it last week, but yeah, time, life just didn't work out for us. It was raining, and we have a few other projects we're going to be doing too. So this is our book. Now, if you remember, we had worked on this book together. I think we worked on it together. Yeah. So this is the book that we worked on together, and this one has six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in it, and this one only has five. And this is how it looks. I really like this paper a lot, a lot, a lot. So anyway, I would say thank you all for watching. Yeah, it does happen a lot. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me. I have some important things to do for my baby, so I can't stay longer than I would, but I can't. So I want to say thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.